By the authority given in the statutes of the Open University, I declare this congregation open for the conferment of degrees and the presentation of graduates. Distinguished guests, graduates, friends of the university, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the 10th of the Open University's 2017 degree ceremonies. We are delighted to welcome Councillor Mo Marsh, Mayor of Brighton and Hove, who has found time in her very busy diary to be with us today. And it is also my great pleasure to welcome our honorary graduand, Miss Kerry Burnell. We are delighted to be able to honour her today. During the past year, the Open University has awarded over 20,000 qualifications, ranging from Certificate of Higher Education to Doctor of Philosophy. Throughout 2017, more than 8,000 graduates are being presented for their qualifications at degree ceremonies such as this one today in Brighton. We are holding ceremonies in 12 different towns and cities throughout England, and also in Belfast, Cardiff, Edinburgh and Dublin. This illustrates the extraordinary scale, scope and reach of the Open University. It goes without saying that today is a very important occasion in the life of you, our graduates, your families and loved ones, as well as the university staff who, I hope you will feel, have nurtured and supported you. You could be forgiven for thinking that this occasion is so important that it needs to be solemn. But you'd be completely wrong. In every sense, we want today to be a real day of celebration. So we are going to be very disappointed if anyone crosses the stage today to anything less than some really loud applause and any other sounds that you decide you would like to make to express your enthusiasm and support. So with that in mind, I think we need a practice. Graduates, would you briefly stand, please? Friends, families, Open University staff, let's start the ceremony off by giving all of our amazing graduates a huge round of applause. Thank you, you can sit back down now. Whoever can do that whistle, you need to find me afterwards and teach me. Yeah, that's the one. And there's another way that you can show your appreciation to your graduate. I'm sure many of us will be posting messages and photos on social media. And if you use the hashtag #OU_ceremonies to share your congratulations and celebrations, we'll all be able to see everyone at the ceremony and everyone in the world outside what a great day we're all having here in Brighton. Today's ceremony is going to start with the presentation of graduates who have gained higher degrees and first degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering and Bachelor of Laws. And those students with those degrees who've been able to attend here today will be presented by Mr. Nicholas McCart, Director of Operations, Student Recruitment and Fees in Academic Services at the Open University. Once we've presented degrees to those graduates, we will then award the honorary degree of Doctor of the University to Miss Kerry Burnell. And Dr. Susie West, who is Head of School in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, is going to present Miss Burnell, who will sign the honorary graduate's book and make a reply. Then we'll continue our presentations for those graduates who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees and diplomas of higher education who've been able to attend today. And finally, to conclude the ceremony, I'll give my personal address to the graduates. So to start us off, I now call upon Mr. McCart to present the graduates.
Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained higher degrees and have been able to attend here today. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, I present to you for a thesis entitled Origin of Creep Fatigue Backstress and its Effect on Deformation and Damage, Abdullah Al-Mamoun. For the degree of Master of Arts in Education, I present Sarah Pearce. For the degree of Master of Arts in History, I present Emily Burnett. Kathleen Dove. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, I present Simon Chosian. Kevin Elliott. Sylvia Lobo. Mura Nyandaro. Koichi Okamoto. Louisa Young. For the degree of Master of Science in Computing for Commerce and Industry, I present Darren Smith. For the degree of Master of Science in Science, I present Katie Chamberlain. Executive Dean, I shall now present graduates who have gained Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Engineering, and Bachelor of Laws degrees and have been able to attend here today. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with First Class Honours, Simon Berwick. Anne Biles. Jane Bishop. Aniko Borsos. Claire Briggs. Daisy Clement. Alexander Cully. Victoria de Abro. Angela Duggan. Richard Free. Gemma Gala. David Hiller. Helen Jones. Corin Lowther. Jane Matthews. Natalie Maguire. Deborah Medway. Helen Mayer. Benedict Payne. Annette Pearce. Sally Robertson. Deborah Ryland. Natalia Squires. Angela Turner. Sarah Ward. Chris Watts. Anna Wilson. Heather Wood. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, I present Heather Arrell. Sheila Bagger. David Baker. Sharon Bale. Anne Bates. Angela Beaumont. David Bell. Anne Boyd. Stephen Brown. Julianne Buckland. Roy Carlo. Claire Eloise Castle. John Charman. Ruth Charman. Lisa Claxton. Samantha Colmer. Claire Cox. Matthew Davies. Rebecca Deal. Amal Dobson. Kim Doherty. Stephen Drennan. Sky Eatwell. Helen Elliott. Wendy Ellis. Gujan Emirhan. Julia Evans. Deborah Ferro. Claire Flanagan. Catherine Flowers. Christine Fowler. Jacques Francis. James Fraser. Reg Fussell. David Gould. Sonia Griffiths. Well done. Mark Guyver. Katrina Harris. Charlotte Hedges. Julie Hewitt. Amanda Hicks. Louise Higgins. Sarah Hill. Paul Hobbs. Kate Hollis. Lucy Horn. Amanda Herford. Kate Hussey. Samuel Irving. Emily Isaacs. Sarah Ives. Sean Izzard. Patricia Johnson. Denise Jones. Katrina Jones. Sarah Jones. Linda Kelly. Elizabeth Kennedy. Zainul Khan. Karen Knott. Adam Ladochil. Aaron Leishley. Graham Ledger. Stephanie Lucas. Liz Macbeth. Laura Martin Simpson. John McGuinness. Morgan McHale Dill. Layla Miller. Nicola Mitchell. Sasha Moore. Vanessa Morley. Brian Morrish. Annika Mount. Eileen Newton. Marco Mane. Karen Osborne. Philippa Paget. Katie Patterson. Lisa Pearce. Kirsty Penfold. Sarah Peters. Alessandra Peretti. Melina Pollard. Doug Potkin. Gillian Ramage. Charlotte Ramsden. Haram Rasool. Maggie Rayfield. Brigitte Rebello. Is that right? Joy Reimel. Pamela Ross. Relaine Rocoro. Monica Siratan Dimova. Rebecca Sharp. Sandra Simmons. Sandra Simone. Megan Smith. Heggie Speller. Joseph Stanford. Jane Stewart. Teleri Swift. Shuna Taylor. Paula Thompson. Georgianne Treacy. Karen Tunstall. Graham Turner. Paula Turner. Lauren Tyrrell. Lucy Wallace. Eve Wasmuth. Jack Bright. Jennifer Williams. Paul Williamson. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, I present Wendy Blanks. Lorraine Clark. Natalie Dance. Rose Delaney. Louise Flint. Sarah Geraghty Shuwin. Emma Hurd. Victoria Parkin. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Social Work with honours, I present Lindsay Ferguson. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Engineering with First Class Honours, Felicity Roberts. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Laws with First Class Honours, Ebi Emenike. Gwen Fraser. Sophie Holmes. Thomas McMahon. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours, I present Neil Baker. Julia Brambilla. Andrew Davies. Marion Amika. James Gain. Lucy Clyde Guerrero. Elizabeth Harold. Gary Llewellyn. Pius Matia. Jodie Munro Evans. Sunil Sharma. James Storm. And Peter Warber.
There are many ways you may have encountered Kerry Burnell. As parents of small children, you may know her as a friendly face on the CBeebies channel, or shared the imaginative worlds of her books with your children. Performer, playwright, and public face for various charities, Kerry tackles identity, difference, and belonging, with a particular concern for the experience of children. Kerry's professional achievement in becoming a children's television presenter had unexpected consequences, ones that prompted her to develop her personal response to disability into creative and public responses. In doing so, Kerry has challenged preconceptions and prejudice and become an inspiration to thousands. Born with one of her arms ending at the elbow, Kerry grew up wearing a prosthetic. Supported by her parents, she threw herself into everything from swimming, ballet, gymnastics, to horse riding and the army cadets. Aged 9, she was allowed to stop wearing her prosthetic arm. She went on to train in the performing arts and began her career in television and with theatre groups. In 2009, she was hired as a presenter for the CBeebies channel, introducing programs to millions of viewers. A handful of complaints and critical comments on message boards sparked a national debate about the presence of disability on television. But the vast majority of parents and commentators welcomed her role. Many appreciated the message it sent about inclusion and accessibility. Many others welcomed the opportunity to discuss questions of disability and difference with their children. Kerry also has dyslexia, which meant she struggled with reading and writing at primary school. When she became a mother, she found few books which reflected her daughter's dual heritage. As a result, Kerry began writing her own stories. Her first book, Snowflakes, was a picture book with the powerful message that every child is different and every child belongs. Her ongoing partnership with the illustrator Lauren Ellen Anderson has resulted in the beautiful picture books Mermaid and Ballet Dreams. More recently, they have collaborated on a similarly magical series for slightly older children. The second book, Harper and the Sea of Secrets, was selected for last year's World Book Day. Kerry's playwriting began with Winged, about a one-winged fairy in an inner city. Her own one-woman show at the Edinburgh Festival, The Magic Playroom, tackled children's questions about disability through a thoughtful and imaginative story based on her own experience about a girl who dreams of being a ballerina. Kerry recently adapted Snowflakes for the theatre, bringing it to new audiences and to great critical acclaim. Kerry is a patron of the Polka Theatre, the pioneering children's theatre. She has worked with the Foundling Museum on an exhibition to share the stories of single mothers, and more recently has been an author in residence at Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children through the charity Readathon. Her example and her efforts are helping to take us closer to the Britain we all want to see, a nation in which everyone has the opportunity to realize their potential. By the authority of the Senate, I present to you, for the degree of Doctor of the University, Kerry Burnell.
Well, hi everyone. How are you all doing? I feel like it got very serious there for a moment. So I would just actually like to say a massive well done to anyone in this room who's under 2. Because if you have a look around the room, we've got a babe in arms over there. We've got a little girl on the stairs here who was waving so hard to her mummy. It was absolutely wonderful. So well done to all the littlies and all the parents who were with the littlies as well. I think we should have a big round of applause for them. Okay, enough clapping. You've got to save yourselves. We've still got loads to do. This is such a huge pleasure and honour. The first time I graduated was many years ago from drama school. I was a 22-year-old, highly enthusiastic, highly unemployed actor. But I was determined to work. It took me a year to get my first job, which was actually awful. It was Theatre and Education, a tour of secondary schools about the complexities of disability. Some days it was great, but mostly it was grim. But I wrote to everyone in the industry anyway. I've no idea how many letters I sent, nor how many casting directors' bins my CV graced. But it wasn't until finally at the age of 26, after a string of more successful theatre tours and a few small parts on TV, that I got to work for a wonderful casting director, and then I was the person opening all of the millions of letters, and I realised I couldn't keep writing like this, sending my photo and CV out into oblivion just for it to fall into a bin. So instead of writing letters, I started writing plays. And that was when I wrote my first play, Winged. We've all heard about the fairy with one wing. It was basically a play about me. But despite this, I realised the importance of telling lesser-known stories. It wasn't until years later when I had my beautiful daughter, who I think has just left the room, ironically, but she was here earlier on, that I became sharply aware of the lack of diverse books, and I was inspired by her to try and change that. When I began working at CBeebies, a job I started when Amelie was only 3 months old, so at this point I need to thank my parents. My dad's here, my mum's with my daughter, literally doing the childcare now. But also, on another point, I think everyone here who has a family, just the amount of support you need to succeed is phenomenal. So well done if you're a supporter, or you are a parent or a grandparent, or anyone who is part of that huge circle. During my work for CBeebies, I became really aware just how crucial positive representation is across the media, whether it's disability, race, faith, class, gender, sexuality, modern parenting, whoever you are, no matter your background, we need to see you. So I'm truly delighted to accept this award from an institution that has inclusion at its heart. To everyone else graduating today, I hope you feel immensely proud and have the confidence to go brightly into the world and excel.
Executive Dean, continuing the presentation of graduates, I shall now present those who have gained Bachelor of Science degrees, foundation degrees, and diplomas of higher education and have been able to attend here today. I present for the degree of Bachelor of Science with First Class Honours, Tom Apps. Jessica Beck. Rowena Bilson. Brandon Bratton. Joanne Cooper. Elizabeth Dudney. Well done. Andrew Forbes. Ray Gallagher. Matthew Heaney. Lawrence Ilsley. Paraskevi Contra. Alejandra Krebsa. Alana May. David Millman. Fiona Molina Barragan. Imran Naseem. Jackie Phillips. Agley Pryor. Charlotte Ring. Howard Roberts. Susanna Rosie. Kim Sleeth. Catherine Towes. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, I present Emma Jane Adamson. Rachel Ayres. Charlotte Baker. Bobby Banks. Carly Ann Bantock. Emma Baquilla. Christy Barrett. Wendy Binmore. Sarah Bright. Joe Britton. Zan Brooker. Nicola Brown. Richie Cohen. Nicola Collins. Lara Cowley. Samantha Craig. Molly Cuthbert. Teresa Dockery. Well done. Well done. Gladys Doliente. Well done. Theo Driver Ludlam. Ashley Forrester. Leo Frankia. Arlette Freeland. Graham Ferber. Katie Gale. Chloe Giles. Sharon Gladman. Hannah Goldstraw. Claire Graham. Dean Gray. Fiona Etkin. Jackie Hall. Michael Hammer. Alex Hammonds. Bertrand Hammond. Brendan Hayes. Matthew Hewitt. Philip Hurst. Mark Hogarth. Katie Howe. Grace Howarth. Marie Annie Jasmine. Sarah Jones. Danielle Kale. Alexandra Kabidi. Nicole Keeley. Karen Keywood. Sarah Kokowski. Louise Lawton. Georgina Lestini. Mandy Lewin. Zoe Lindsay. Stuart Lotherington. Susie Lotherington. Joanne Losman. Paul McBain. Beth MacDonald. Herman Maritz. Lisa Marshall. Victoria McAvoy. Francis McGinty. Well done. Sarah or Sarah? Sarah Meany. Nicole Mitchell. Jessica Montagna. Andrew Mortimer. Melanie Muggeridge. Felicity Noble. Geraldine O'Rourke. Teresa Owen. Anita Palmer. Alison Parsons. Andrea Pedrazzini. Karen Phillips. Carla Reed. Yana Riley. Leah Rogers. Kyle Roper. Loudly. Mia Rowley. William Samuel. Oliver San Blas Dominguez. Andrew Searle. Nikki Silva Moreira. Lucia Smith. Susan Smith. Danielle Summers. Jennifer Taylor. Simon Temple. Joanne Thompson. Kirsty Thompson. James Todesco. Emma Turner. Claire Vanderweel. Joseph Watson. Tom Watson. Philip Wheeler. Stephen White. Lucy Williams. Natalie Williamson. Charlie Young. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, I present Stacey Connolly Webb. Patricia Finlayson. Martin Hamlin. Kelly Heffernan. Jessica Harris. Lisa Jackson. Jean Masterson. Howard Mitchell. Tony Mitchinson. Elizabeth Olive. Nathan Plenty. Susan Robinson. Victoria Way. Janet Zelnick-Vogt. Okay. For the degree of Bachelor of Science in Nursing Practice with honours, I present Alison Bartholomew. Buba Jame. For a foundation degree, I present Nicola Bradley. Emma Clark. Emma Copping. Claire Graddon. Eleanor Hill. Fiona Kennard. Rachel Lord. Mandy Lynn. Wendy Orwin. Sharon Riley. Claire Smith. Francesca Stone. Emily Turnbull. Nicola Wright. Julia Yandal. For a Diploma of Higher Education, I present Raina Bonaher. Rebecca Geach. Garrett McHale Dill. James Ross. Narissa Lefebvre.
So since I'm the Executive Dean for Science and Technology, my notes are on an iPad. It's compulsory. Well, I hope you all would agree that this has been a very special day for everyone here. It's a day to celebrate everything that you've accomplished on your journey with the Open University. And I've really enjoyed meeting you and seeing your faces as you walk across the platform. There's quite a few people who've been genuinely full of joy. Some of you look as if you can't frankly believe that you've finally reached the end of your study journey and you're still in one piece. And there were at least one or two people who just looked like they wanted to get past me as quickly as possible and get the heck off the stage. But for those of you that had a chance to stop and have a quick word with me, I've really enjoyed, and as always when I talk to OU students and graduates, heard some wonderful and inspiring stories. Whether I got to chat with you or not, I know that every single person who's come across this stage has a unique story to tell and a journey as exceptional as they are. And I feel very privileged to have been here as part of your celebration because each of you is extraordinary. And together, the Open University graduates are, in my opinion, the most amazing body of graduates anywhere in the UK. You've got family, friends and supporters here who know the incredible efforts that you went to as individuals to achieve your qualifications. But this is a unique opportunity when I'm standing here at the front and talking to all of you to demonstrate to everyone in the room just how amazing Open University graduates are as a body. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and graduates, if you wouldn't mind raising your hand in response to these, that would be fantastic. So would you please raise your hand, graduates, if you were employed or did voluntary work during some part of your study time? That's pretty much everybody, isn't it? How many of you helped to bring up a family during your studies? Quite a few people. Who cared for parents or other dependents during their studies? Again, quite a few people. And we also, of course, have quite a lot of students who carry out their studies while registered with a disability. And we've had some of those students who've made it here today and some who've been unable to attend. But overall, we have over 24,000 students with disabilities, meaning that the OU teaches more students with disabilities than any other university. Indeed, the OU teaches more students with disabilities than most universities have students. So as you've just seen from that show of hands and those statistics, pretty much every student has needed to fulfill significant obligations, overcome burdens and challenges, deal with issues that would perhaps have impinged upon their study. And if you compare that with students at conventional face-to-face universities, well, their extra duties generally might only extend to the sports team, or, reflecting on my own time as an undergraduate, a commitment to the student bar. So OU graduates really are something special. Your efforts are so much greater. Today is a celebration of the result of years of late nights, early morning study sessions, squeezing tutorials in amongst your myriad of other commitments, and generally doing a lot of hard work. And so I'd like to share a little frustration over the words that are used to describe Open University students that I have. So conventional university students get called full-time students, and OU students are called part-time students. Part-time? I think you've been doing double time with the OU, at least. You've been on a really tough journey indeed, and today we're all here so that we can mark and celebrate your fantastic achievements. We also need to note, though, that there is one thing that's tougher than being an Open University student. It's living with an Open University student. Yeah. Many of you, as you came across the stage today, have pointed out your friends and family members, and some of you have told me that you think your achievement belongs just as much to them as it does to you. So I'd like to give you a moment to acknowledge the support of those people who are celebrating with you today, the people who've been by your side every step of the way, and let's thank them for supporting you and for standing by you during the "I really can't do this" moments, as well as in the triumphant moments. So graduates, please turn around, locate your friends and family in the crowd. Let's give them a huge wave and round of applause. Thank you. Graduates, you really are, as I hope we've just seen, members of a truly extraordinary group of people. And today you're joining over 2 million people who have graduated from the Open University. You're joining our community of Open University alumni all around the world. And the OU has been by your side throughout your studies, but today we want to make a new commitment to stay with you on your lifelong journey. We'll share with you new opportunities to study. We promise to help you develop your professional career. And as our researchers learn more in your chosen fields of study areas, we promise to share with you our latest research. At least 2 people today have admitted to me as they came across the stage that they expect that they'll be seeing me again in a few years' time. And 1 or 2 of you, this won't be your first OU graduation ceremony. So when I say that we will share with you new opportunities to study and you think, never again, some of you, in a little while, once memory is dimmed down, will be back, I promise you. You are all absolutely special, but you're also special because of the quality of the university from which you have just graduated and the standards that we set. And those are standards that we know employers recognise and value too. Over 30,000 businesses and organisations in the UK choose the OU to train their employees. And the government have surveyed employers and seen that they perceive part-time students to be hard-working, committed, and requiring discipline. No kidding, right? So an OU qualification is something not just for you to be proud of, but it's well recognised, it's well respected. And if you're hoping for a new job or a promotion following your qualification, you can remind your employer of that. And if you're looking for some other things to tell people about why you're so proud of being a member of this university, here are a few facts about the OU, which I would like to think is just as much today at the forefront of innovation as it was when it was founded nearly 50 years ago. Many of you will be familiar with our partnership with the BBC, and whenever you see the OU Shield at the end of a TV programme, you can be sure there'll be something extra to learn. Recently, we've made the documentary Hospital, giving an insight into the life and death decisions that doctors make every day. Those of you that have just graduated with your law degrees might be interested to know that OU Law School academics helped develop The Prosecutors, the series that went behind the scenes of the Crown Prosecution Service with cameras for the first time ever. And for those scientists out there like myself, you might have enjoyed The Hunt, which looked at the remarkable strategies that hunters and prey have evolved to catch if they're hunters or to escape if they're prey. The expertise of OU academics, their research area, their knowledge allows us to create programmes with the BBC to fulfil our mission to provide accessible, open, enlightening learning. And we were really proud that 2 BAFTA nominations came out of OU and BBC co-developed programmes this year. Our research is also out there helping and supporting the vulnerable in society. We work with the British Council and deliver academic programmes to displaced Syrian refugees. We earned global recognition at the Awards for Open Education Excellence last year, including a Creative Innovation Award for bringing online courses to teachers in India. And we've been able to equip those teachers with skills that will improve the progression and achievement of millions of children. And of course I have to mention something from the STEM faculty, right? I can't avoid that. So one of the things that I'm incredibly proud of as Executive Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths is our contributions to space exploration. Last summer, our scientists were part of the international team that analysed a wobble in space and discovered a new exoplanet orbiting the nearest star, Proxima Centauri. And since it looks like the planet may have the right conditions to support life, this could be one of the most important scientific discoveries of all time. Admittedly, I may be a little biased there. But I hope you can see from these examples that you are members of a university that is world-leading in research, that is at the forefront of innovation, and that is always finding novel ways to encourage learning and fulfill our social mission. And you will always be a member of this university, our movement of millions with a mission of one. Your degree shows your commitment, dedication, and perseverance, sometimes against the odds. You're capable of fulfilling your dreams despite any obstacles that may appear in your way. You've shown the courage to start something new, to see it through, and to succeed. I think that's been exemplified beautifully by our honorary graduate today. There are many opportunities that lay ahead for all of you. Use your degree, not just the subject knowledge that you've gained, but the skills, the confidence to know that you can achieve great things, improve the world around you. Whatever you do, I'm sure that you'll inspire others to follow in your footsteps. Because when you leave today, you become an ambassador for the Open University and all that we stand for. Values of social justice, equality, and for education and knowledge to be open to all. Share your experience with others you know, the good and the bad. Tell people what your OU journey has been like and what it's meant to you, and what it could mean for them. So in a moment, I'll do the formal sentence that ends the ceremonial proceedings and we will process out. Please do join us outside the auditorium for a drink, which we all deserve, I think, and so that we can congratulate you in person. While I've got the chance, I'd also like to thank the OU students and staff who have produced your materials, who have created support for each other and for you on your study journey, the academics who've built innovative and interesting study materials, the staff who've been on the end of the phone when you've been having a crisis, and all of those colleagues who keep the Open University the wonderful and inspiring organisation that it has always been. So just indulge me one last time. Graduates, we would like to give you one last huge round of applause. Congratulations. The proceedings of this degree ceremony have been completed, and I now declare this meeting of congregation closed. Would all those who are able to stand please do so?
Thank you.